All right, I need to figure out a new intro. But until then, fuck it. 3, 2, 1, boom. All right, and we are back again on No Filter Podcast. Got a special guest today. Obviously doesn't need an introduction, but we will. Sort of like the Candy Man, I guess. You say her name 3 times, she gonna pop up with a venue, security, pre-sale tickets, whatever the fuck, a DJ, everything you need. You know what I'm saying? She make it happen. We got Miss Lisa in the building tonight. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How y'all doing? Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you coming through. It's kind of a surreal moment for me. Us just sitting down, you know what I'm saying? You know, we've been working for a while.
Yeah.
Obviously love everything you've done. Helped me get to where I'm at now. You know, I appreciate it. Let's start from the beginning.
So how I got into it pretty much?
No. Growing up as a kid.
Oh, growing up as a kid. So
yeah.
I was born in Portugal, so because I'm a
really
military,
okay. See, I didn't even know
kid.
that.
Yeah,
okay,
so I'm a military
dope.
kid. So my brothers were born in Arizona, and then after they were born, my mom and my father were stationed in Lodgersfield, Azores.
Wow.
So that's where me and my sister were born. And then once my sister was born, like when she was about 6 months, we ended up moving to Sacramento. That's where my mom is from. She's from here. So growing up.
So how did y'all end up here in Sacramento? I always wonder that. Because, like, my grandfather was stationed in Alaska. So my mom's from Alaska. And I'm like, how'd y'all end up in Sacramento? Like,
right.
How do people end up here? You know what I'm saying? Like,
so I know my family, they're originally, like, my mom's side, they're from Tennessee. So they ended up, my uncle ended up coming out to California and ended up marrying my aunt. And then she ended up telling, you know, him and her was like, you know, California's where it's at. You need to move out to California. So she moved. Then my grandpa found out that she was in California and ended up moving out, you know, pretty much getting, you know, finding her, getting married to her. Then I think my mom was born like in Washington or something, but they ended up, you know, moving to Sacramento.
Okay. Mm-hmm. That's what's up.
Yeah.
So as a kid, what was it like growing up out here?
It was pretty fun because, like I said, I had two brothers and a younger sister. Found out we had an older sister once I got older.
Yeah.
But it was pretty fun because, like I said, you know, we're all a year apart. Yeah. So pretty much their friends were our friends as well. So like everywhere we went, like we had somebody that was like watching our back pretty much.
Yeah, that's what's
up. And then we were also pretty heavy in a church. So like we sung in the choir. We were ushers in the church. Mm-hmm. We ended up, I want to say like me, like at the age of 12, my brother ended up getting hired at another church. Nice. So he ended up playing the piano. And then like growing up, I always wanted to play the drums because my cousin Visha, she was like the only female drummer that I ever seen. You know, and I'm like,
so you play the drums.
Mm-hmm. So,
okay, see, I didn't know you got in. That's what's up. That's
you know, because we didn't have a lot of money and stuff like that. Like I was banging on lampshades and you know what I mean? Like that's how
making
I learned.
It happen.
And then like a lot of people were telling me like, you know, they gave me drumsticks, like hit the pillow, like get your speed up and stuff. So every time I got to a drum set, I was hopping on and trying to play.
Okay.
And so like I said, my cousin kind of inspired me because like I said, I really didn't know no females out here that were playing the drums. You know what I'm saying? It's still girly, you know what I mean? So from there, like I said, my brother, he was playing the piano at that church as well. And we were creating songs. Actually, that's a lot of people don't know. Like,
so y'all was the church band, or y'all was just doing y'all was making the songs on the side.
Like when we were younger, we wanted to be like the Jackson 5. You feel me? Because like you know, we all could sing. That's what a lot of people don't know too. Like me and my siblings, we all can sing. I don't like to say that, but we all can sing. So we grew up singing.
So
all the time.
When you headlining the show?
Look, never. But I'll do some features though. Like I did, you know, features in the past for a few people.
Yeah,
but
that's what's up.
I was always that person that wanted to be like behind the cameras and like behind the scenes. And so because like I had plenty of opportunities where I could have like really showcased my talent, I was super scared. So I was like, well, how can I be in this business still? And you know,
just kind of came like from the love of it, just like wanting to be around it.
Right. And just watching.
So what do you think it was that made you just kind of want to play more behind the scenes?
Because I started seeing watching like a lot of documentaries and seeing what like fame was doing to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so, you know, coming up and growing up in the church, my mom was like never really hecka like, oh, you can't listen to secular music and stuff like that. Yeah. So we were able to kind of see both worlds. You know what I'm saying? She never really had us shied away from things. Like my grandparents would be like, oh, don't let them listen to that. And she's like, it's okay. I'm explaining to them what they listening to. You get what I'm saying? But I don't want them to just get out into the world and like be shocked by what's out there. You know what I'm saying?
That's a culture shock.
She received a lot of, you know, backlash from our family because they're super heavy into the church, but you know, it ended up working out.
You know, it always seems like, because that's not the first time I've heard that, you know, like when it comes to the music. I mean, and you see movies about it all the time, and then you kind of wonder, like, is it true? And I guess it seems to be. Yeah.
But it's crazy because, you know, so many people, I went to St. Paul. And so, like, there's a lot of people that came from St. Paul, like Victoria Monet. She grew up in St. Paul.
And you know what? I just found that out not too long ago. Had no idea she was even from Sacramento. You know what I'm saying? So that was pretty dope to find that out.
Yeah, so it's dope. Like, I went to church with a lot of people that, like, have done something with themselves. Or even, like, my school. I went to Valley High School, and a lot of people, like Eshawn Bolden, he's a Sweetie's manager. Been for a long time. So, you know, I've been able to see a lot of people leave Sacramento and do their thing. So it kind of, like, inspired me.
That's dope. So how'd you get your start in, I guess, the quote behind the scenes?
So I want to pretty much say, like, when I was a freshman in high school, our church, they had a Mary Mary concert. Okay. So we pretty much got to choose, like, who we wanted. We had, like, top 3, Kurt Franklin, Mary Mary, and it was somebody else. Mm-hmm. And so Kurt Franklin was tripping as far as his pricing. So they ended up choosing Mary Mary. We were able to, like, pretty much set that up from the start to finish. Yeah. So that's kind of what showed me, like, and it was packed. And, like, we were doing donations, so we weren't even charging, but the church made, you know, a good lot of money for the youth program and stuff like that for the youth department. And so it was dope to see, like, something from start to finish and see how, you know, it could be, you know, it could be successful. And
so you were involved in, like, setting it up and everything? Yeah, because so that was, like, kind of like your first okay.
Yeah. So we were part of Youth Council. And then from there, doing, like, Lyrics Lounge at high school with my brothers. And then as they went on, the major thing would be the BSU show, and then I did my senior year at Valley. So that was like, You Got Served, that movie came out. Yeah. And so I was like, dang, it's my senior year. How I'm going to go out with a bang? Yeah. And so me and my friends in BSU, we were like, let's do like a You Got Served type thing. So we went to all the schools in Sacramento, tried to see who wanted to be involved. And it was like 12 schools in Sacramento that actually got involved. Sheldon won first place and Valley won second place, but it was dope. And like Boogie Monstars, which are now... what's their name now? Jabberwockies?
Jabberwockies.
Yeah, okay. So they used to be called Boogie Monsters at first. They performed there. And so a lot of people that, like, you know, I never knew would be what they are now. Like, they were dope, but like I said, you know, I didn't know that was them until years later.
Yeah, of course.
So it's just dope.
So safe to say that was maybe your first event that you put on? Like, as far as, like, you kind of running everything?
Yeah, I pretty much did everything. Yeah. Like, I wrote down names of the schools, called everybody, called all the BSU advisors.
Yeah. So you've been prepping for that for a while.
Yeah, for sure.
So, okay, so you get out of high school, you go out with a bang. What's next?
So I tried to do it the following year, didn't work. At Valley, even though I was graduate, I was like, man, we got to do it again because we made $10,000 off of that for our BSU. So I was like, and it went to people's SATs, PSATs, and college applications. So it went to like people that really needed it. Yeah. So I was like, let's do it again. Nobody really wanted to do it. So from there, I started working at AT&T, linked up with a good friend of mine named Cassandra. And then I was telling her, like, I want to have like a female entertainment company. Mm-hmm. And then like 3 days later, she comes to work and she's like, cuz I got a female entertainment company. And I'm like, what? And then I was like, but you know what? Cool. She was like, I got 14 girls. I was like, you know what? I don't know 14 girls that's down for it. So let's go. So we had a meeting. From there, we started throwing parties with Slappy and T, Picture Perfect Entertainment.
I remember Slappy and T
parties
from
were
back
going crazy.
In the day.
We were,
that's crazy.
The Pack. Anybody you can think of really was coming to our parties, and it was pretty dope. So we had that run from like 07 to 09. Yeah. Really. And then I from there.
So where was y'all throwing these parties at?
In like warehouses.
Yeah.
So literally I
remember. I just wanted to
at warehouses. So
I
like
had
literally
no business even being here yet,
shout out to Joe. She probably don't want me to say this, but we used to send this girl named Joe. I think she's Filipino or whatever, but because we were Black, we knew that like a lot of venues wouldn't mess with us. So they would send her in and get the venues. And then from there we would do our thing. And at that point they like, y'all making us money, so we ain't gonna trip. Right. We see her, but we don't see her running stuff. So
those were some, I ain't gonna lie, them was some wild parties.
Oh yeah. One of the I'm gonna say what made me kind of like step away from that was one of our last parties, it was off of was a Garden Highway, and I witnessed some people get shot. And so after that I was kind of like, and I kind of wanted to focus more on like Sacramento artists. Yeah. And the females that I was dealing with, they were like, nah, just Bay, like F Sacramento. And I'm like, we from Sac. How are we going to say F Sacramento artists and stuff? So started doing my own shows like at Pinky, Silk.
And that's what, see, I remember when you started, I think that might have been when I first met you, was when you guys, that was a ghetto ass place. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, it was super ghetto. We had to start in the trenches because a lot of places didn't want hip hop. That was the thing. So I had to try to find like whoever.
So how were you able to overcome that as far as building these relationships with these with these venues essentially?
So what happened was even though like I stepped away from like the functions, by that time Brian Crocker, Otis Littman, JD, which were prominent prominent like promoters out here, they started doing like Center Court, Blush, Avalon.
Right.
So I started promoting for them. You feel me? Because I knew that, okay, if I get my foot in the door, I don't like get drunk at events and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go see who the owner is.
Right.
I'm trying to go see how much it costs to rent this
Y'all
venue.
take note of that, man.
Yeah, or if you guys have like extra days throughout the week.
Yeah, don't be worried about going out every night just getting drunk. You know what I'm saying? You got to go out and network. And,
right.
And,
so
and
I
really
always be like,
happen.
I'll tell them I promote for them. You feel me? And I sneak my way through there and talk to the, and what I would do too, like at every event, and people take to this day, like I'll pick up the glasses that people have left behind and put it at the bar. And they like, why are you doing this? You don't have to. But it's like just courtesy, common courtesy for me. Like I treat it like my house. And so because people see me like that and the owners, they end up being like, okay, well, who are you and what do you do? And then from there, I can build a relationship and, try to get an off night to where I could do shows. And so that's how it kind of happened to where like Blush and Next and stuff like that, or either other promoters, Josh Shockley, they looked out for me.
Yeah. Damn, you said Next. That's crazy.
Yeah. Remember we
that
did
was
Next?
Another, yeah.
I remember I have footage of this crazy show. It was a Wednesday. You and Charity had headline, and I think it was somebody else. And it was literally packed. Like Lance still has this footage. It was like in 2014.
That's crazy.
So I gotta send that to you.
I was probably so toasted. I don't even remember.
Nah, it was lit.
Yeah, I know. We had some good shows.
Yeah.
So tell me about a time that shit just didn't work out.
COVID. COVID was ugly because I booked a show and booked artists for it, and then COVID happened.
Yeah.
And then it was like one of those things where it's like, I booked all these artists. Like, what am I going to do? And we didn't know, like, kept just getting pushed back. Oh, we're not open. We're not going to open. We're not going to open. And so thankfully, like all the artists, because I dealt with them for many years, they were cool about it. But it was just so stressful because like this is something I've been doing literally at least once a month since 2007.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So like it was like a piece of me was gone. You know what I'm saying? But I did have kids. I had my daughter in 2018 and my son in 2020. So like it kind of put me to focus like on family more.
Yeah. So okay. That's dope. Because that it's hard juggling this in the family.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure
sure.
I'm pretty familiar with that. So what did that teach you though? As far as having those kids and then still balancing this and of course your work life and everything else.
It's still tough. Like I'm still trying to balance everything, but I've gotten real like better with it. Like Lance, he always telling people like, what's he say? Like business hours is done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and I used to be like, oh, you tripping. But at the end of the day, like I used to like answer calls at 10, 11, 12. And it's like, you should take my energy. Like it should take like time away from him.
Right.
And, you know what I mean? It's like, why are you answering these calls at 11 o'clock?
And you know what? A lot of people don't understand that. You know, they don't understand the high that you get from this. It's a drug, you know what I'm saying? And when you got that bug in you, you're not worried about what time because this shit don't sleep.
Yeah.
You know, but as you become older and as an adult, you have to be like, okay, you know what? I do need this time for myself.
Yeah.
But I also need this time for just the family, you know what I'm saying? And not taking no calls.
Right.
So how was that adjustment?
Like I
not
said,
taking those late night calls.
It was hard because I didn't understand it. Like, and Lance
you felt like you was like missing opportunities.
Yeah, and I'm like, you kind of like, you don't care. He like, I don't care about your business. Like, I care about you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like not understanding it. But like the older I get, the more I realize like there was many nights where like I wouldn't get no sleep because I'm promoting all night. I'm you know what I'm saying? And thinking like, oh, if I work hecka hard, hustle all night, all day, I'm going to get instant money or you get what I'm saying, or I'm gonna get to where I want to get to, and it don't work that way. And then sometimes like it affects your health as you get older. I be hella tired, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I be going, I be sleep like at 8, 9 o'clock. And so it's like, dang, like I wish I could tell my younger self, like, go to sleep, get your rest, relax, know when to say no to people. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a person that like, in the beginning, I didn't get a lot of support from like my family, friends and stuff like that. So
and that makes you work harder.
Oh yeah, and it makes you like support people that you see that need it too, because it's like, okay, I know how it feels like to not have no support, so I want to put that into everybody that I see
most definitely. And I also feel like, especially like when it comes to this, it's hard not to want to put that extra work in, because just as humans, like we want, I guess, a stamp of approval from, especially from those that are close to us, you know, like, and like, the type of person that I am, I work hard. So, I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't love it, but you still don't support me. So it kind of makes you work harder.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I feel like as you get older, you start to understand, like, you know what? It don't matter.
Right. Especially with having kids in their family. It's like, I care about what they think about me. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people ask my daughter, like, who do you want to be when you grow up? And she'll say, my mommy. And sometimes I catch people how they looking and it's like, what? But it's like, I'd rather my daughter look up to me than Megan Thee Stallion or Beyonce or stuff like that. So as long as me and her daddy are her hero, like that's all I care about. You know what I'm saying?
That's the most important thing, you know, is leading by example. And I feel like as you go through the trials of things, you learn how to become a better hero. Yeah. You know, like, because you could easily have become a Megan Thee Stallion in a sense of just like everything just be filled with that, you know what I'm saying? And there's no balance between the family life and this. Well, how can the kid want to be you if they don't ever see you? And all they know is, oh, mommy's just at work. You know what I'm saying? And all of that.
Definitely.
So,
I'm blessed too to be like a stay-at-home mom. That's one thing a lot of people don't know. Like, I have my own business, so I'm able to be a stay-at-home mom, which helps my family balance. And like, that's like, and at first I did not want to be like, I cried my heart out because I had to quit my job. Like, I was making good money. And like, I was like, you making me quit, why don't you quit your job? You know, it was like a lot of friction, like for a lot of months. Because I didn't understand it. But like now, at the point that I'm like, I'm glad I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm glad I'm able to take care of my kids. If anything happens at school, you know, I'm teaching them and they're really intelligent. You get what I'm saying? So I'm doing my job.
Well, especially this day and age too, it's hard to be able to stay at home, you know, especially with how expensive everything is, you know what I'm saying? So that's a blessing to be able to stay at home and still make money, you know what I'm saying? And take care of the family as well.
Definitely, it's a blessing.
Be there. That's dope. So what's going on now?
As far as the family or just in general?
Well, just in general. So obviously you're at home, you're taking care of the kids and everything. So when the kids are at school, what's a day look like for you?
Well, it's actually crazy because I'm homeschooling my daughter right now. So I have to take her out of school. Okay, so I'm doing my business. I'm doing homeschool for her. So it's a lot that I do. You know what I'm saying? But in between those breaks, I'm sending out contracts for Lance. Lance is doing his DJ thing. Like, after years and years and years, he finally took it serious and he's getting booked like crazy. Shout out to everybody that's been referring because that's what it's been. It's been just a lot of referrals. Yeah. And so, you know, throughout the day, I'm responding to people. They want to book him, how many hours. I'm sending off the contract. You know, a lot of people think that he the one communicating, but it's me. You know what I'm saying? So we have like a whole system of how we kind of do things. And so throughout the day, like I said, just promoting and trying to get my business done and still, you know, making sure lunches, breakfast, all that.
Yeah. So you're doing all of that and at the same time you're running these charities, Kicks for Kids.
Yes.
Yeah. And if y'all don't know about it, this is one of the ones that really makes it happen in our community, you know what I'm saying, for the kids every year, at least a couple times a year. We making it happen, you know. You're the one that got me into that. You know
I appreciate you for all your help because, man, you've been a huge blessing. You've been a huge blessing to
I try to be. You know, I'm one of those people that all I ask is just let me in the door, you know, and I figure it out from there. So something that I always wanted to get into, you inspired me to do that. I appreciate it. And, you know, I'm always here for it. So let's talk about that. Okay. So you told us about, you know, the things with the church and everything. Was that kind of what led into?
Yeah, because we always used to have giving back to the community and stuff like that, singing at convalescent homes, you know, with our church choir. Just seeing my church give back and also like my school, the older people, just giving back to the students or even kids like me and my siblings, because it's 4 of us. My mom's raising 4 kids by herself and we're all a year apart and stuff. So just seeing the importance to us is like, okay, when I grow up, I got to do the same thing because I've seen people before me do it. Yeah. And then I was always like a sneakerhead growing up when I was a kid and like in high school and stuff like that. So I always said, like, when I get rich, like, I'm going to go to my hood and pull up, like, a U-Haul truck full of shoes. I'm just going to give them away to kids because I know the first thing that people look at are your shoes. And so I want to say, like, when I was pregnant with my son, I posted on Facebook 2020 when COVID really hit hard. And I was like, you know, due to everything that's going on with COVID, like, I really want to do this sneaker drive, but I don't have the money. You know what I'm saying? And so, heck, if people start hitting me, like my bro Dale, a few other people, they're like, we can make it happen. And then from there, I think we had like 300 shoes. Foot Locker contacted us from the gate because we kept going in there, or other people kept going in there saying, we're getting these shoes for this drive, getting like 15, 20, 30 different pair.
That was huge for them to get involved in it. That was 2020?
Yeah, so that was the first one that we did, the one where you were there too. Yeah.
Why do I think it was so much longer ago? Did we do something before that though?
Well, we had always gave like every Rock the Mic. We always had like charity events. So we had like toys, we had shoes, so we did it, but it was like kind of on a smaller scale.
Yeah.
But with this was like okay, this is how I wanted it to go. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it was just a blessing. Those people that poured in, and even you and other people that were like, listen, we'll help out. And so, I didn't expect for it to be.
I feel like that's what it's all about. You know, like if you're not doing nothing for your community, what are you doing it for? You know what I'm saying? And especially when you have a platform,
right?
You have some type of platform, and especially when you're a rapper, and not me necessarily, but a lot of these rappers just talk about all the money that they got, what they doing, and what you doing with the money.
Right.
You ain't putting it in your community.
That part.
You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy because your community will give it back to you. Like, that's the thing about me. A lot of people that
it ain't even about the community giving it back to you. It's just about you doing it out of kindness of your heart.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like you should do, especially when it comes to things like that, you shouldn't do it for any type of gratification.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not about that. You know,
right.
It's because it's bigger than us. It's like you said, sneakers is one of the first impressions. You know, you look at somebody's shoes and they will judge you off of that. You know, I was one of those kids that was fortunate enough to always have sneakers. So when you presented it, I was like, hell yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I had kicks to give away myself, and I'm like, shit, for the kids, man, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that was always big to me that you guys did that, and year after year, even as small as it started, I watched it get bigger. You know what I'm saying? And that's dope. So what's next with that?
So before I forget, I want to clarify too what I meant by that about them giving it back. So because of what I do, since people knew what I did in high school, they started coming to the functions. They started paying at the clubs and stuff. So that's what I mean by they supported me. So I feel like their kids are growing up in the same neighborhood.
Right,
so I'm
right.
Back
No,
to their kids.
Most definitely.
That's what I meant by that for sure. But what's next for us? We have April 6th is our next drive. We still are needing we're still in need of, more shoes, toys, and clothes. So all ages, we cover 8 infant to 18 years old. And like I said, any sizes that you guys have, we'll take them. Yeah. New or gently used.
And so anybody that's interested, how can they get in contact with somebody?
So they can follow us on Instagram, Kicks 4 Kids Shoe Drive. That's the number 4. So it's spelled just like I'm saying it, Kicks 4 Kids Shoe Drive. It's in my bio. So pretty much for everything I do, if you go to my main page, Mrs. Lisa, MSZ, Lisa, you'll find everything I'm involved with, all my branding and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, dope. All right, so let's get back into you running these shows. I came to a show a couple weeks ago. Made me feel old as fuck. I ain't gonna lie. Because I popped up and I seen somebody's story, and I seen a couple people that was performing. I was like, I don't know none of these kids. Like, these is kids, you know what I'm saying? And I remember pulling up, and I got that feeling like when I first started, like it was new. No disrespect to any of the art, it just felt like a talent show. You know what I'm saying? Where obviously they're buying their tickets and nobody's really showing up for them and stuff. And that's unfortunate because it was some really good talent there. You always got good talent.
Right.
Just like, not my opinion, like from my observation, it seems like your cycle's starting over again, right? As far as like you got a bunch of new artists coming in. Okay, so how do you deal with that? Because I know I was probably
it's stressful.
I was probably part of what maybe the
first.
Was our first wave?
I would say probably the second wave.
Yeah, I was gonna say more like second wave.
Yeah, second wave. So I would say I always say this. I miss everybody. They used to do it like the first and second wave of artists that I work with. I miss the way y'all. Because y'all we're a little bit more closer in age. Yeah. So y'all not thinking like these younger artists like, oh, well, because I'm an artist today, I'm gonna start charging for hooks, I'm gonna start charging for verses. Well, man, why should I buy that from you when you just started yesterday? Yeah. And so unfortunately, because they see people on internet and TV, they think that everything happens overnight. And so that's the thing, like they're not humble as you guys. You get what I'm saying? Like at all.
Yeah. I remember my times when I wasn't humble though.
Yeah.
But I was so humble for so long, and I'm like, then we start packing in venues, and I was like, hold on, something ain't adding up, I don't want to say like a reunion, but because your network is crazy, you know what I'm saying? And I've been there for a lot of the shows that you've done. You got quite a few artists that you can get in there and really pack the house. Like I'm talking about, like you could damn near do a almost like you could do your own soul bloom, damn near. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
So it's a lot of like politics in the city that a lot of people don't know about. Like it's a lot of politics.
So let's talk. I don't really like politics, but when it comes to the music, I'm down to talk
okay,
about
so for instance, like for a club, if I go to a club, they're gonna try to charge me a rental fee. Versus if I was a man, and a lot of people are like, oh, I don't like when people, but I'm being real. Like I've been in this business for a long time. They want to charge me, but versus them, they won't. Or they'll be like, oh, well, you know, a bar guarantee. I'll mention a bar guarantee because in the past, like a Blush, what else? Pinky Silk. I didn't have no rental. But at Next, Colonial, I was always having to pay like $500 or more to just rent the venue alone.
Right.
That's not even including the headliner. So, you know, that was a bit frustrating. You know what I'm saying? And still till now because it's just not the same. I don't get the same respect, even though I've done stuff for heck long, you know, and you know,
for
I
sure.
worked with a lot of people before they actually like really blew or brought like a lot of people here for the first time. Still don't get that respect. So, you know, that's pretty discouraging, even till this day.
And because I know I came up with her. We did a couple shows. I hate to say her name wrong. Zaya?
Yeah, Zaya.
Zaya.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Definitely.
From Sacramento.
Oh, yeah.
From Sacramento.
Yeah.
Going crazy, though.
Mm-hmm.
First time I ever seen her, small venue here, because you brought her.
Yeah.
Chariot.
Yeah.
Fuck me. I've done some cool shit,
yeah,
you know?
For sure. Definitely. Like I said, that footage I got from 14.
The list goes on. You know, it goes on and on. You done brought Chippers out. You know, you done brought Pedro. Hollywood Q, he got a cool following. Like you got, you know what I'm saying? You got, I mean, the list goes on and on. I'm just thinking of the ones off the top of my head. And,
but I am working on it though, to be real. I am working on something big.
I hope so.
Because it's actually year 15. I wanted to do this year. I don't know if it's going to happen this year, but this is year 15. So
what's it going to take for us to put that together?
I just really need everybody to come together because I do, you know, I'm going to be real. I love my people to death, but even though the people that I have worked with, a lot of people, you'd be surprised at the people that want to like charge me ridiculous amount of price just to bring them back.
Stop bullshitting with this lady, man.
Like,
y'all know where y'all started at. Y'all remember when them mics wasn't that good,
and they will not. They will be like, oh, I need $2,000-$3,000. And I'm like, huh? Like, we agreed to this. I've been paying you this, and now you want $3,000-$4,000, but I'm the only person that books you. I done booked you 15 times. It's crazy. So that's
y'all
my
gotta
issue.
Make that shit make sense.
Yeah, that's my thing right now.
Well, and by the way, I ain't charging enough. So
right.
So
yeah, they be trying to charge.
We gonna have to renegotiate the contract.
And they don't even understand. Like, you know, you see how I work with you. Like, bro, I respect everything that you did. I'm gonna give you the tickets. You do whatever you do with them. You get what I'm saying? Right. Like, because you paid your dues, I'm not gonna come at you and be like, oh, do it for me for free.
Nah,
I'm a definitely see how
you still got to put in some type of footwork, you know.
Correct.
But I mean, but if you got that following like that, and you know you could pack the venue, then why not? Why wouldn't you? You know,
right.
I mean, regardless of what step you at in your career, you still got to take a chance on yourself.
Right, and I get it. People got to eat, you know, but it's just unfortunate because you know,
everybody
like the Bay,
does.
how the Bay does it. Like they don't even have to pay certain people to show up to certain things. Because it's just like, I respect. And even if they may have said something about this person or had beef in the past,
you know what I feel about the culture out here in Sacramento is that it's not as close-knit as the Bay Area is,
at all.
You know what I'm saying? And it's due to the politics of the neighborhoods and everything. You know what I'm saying? Everything is sectored off. You know what I mean? Even for somebody as yourself that's neutral, you know what I'm saying? That's not involved in none of that. And you could have anybody pull up, but you still got to be careful on who you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And that's what cuts our culture down.
Yeah.
And being able to have these dope shows sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Because there's enough artists out here in Sacramento that I'm pretty sure you could book and fill Ace of Spades.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I'm saying, any of the bigger venues that we have out here. I mean, even Harlow's, you know what I'm saying, it wouldn't be an issue. But politics.
Exactly.
You know?
And so I've even had to, you know, really deny a lot of money because of, like, I skim through people's pages to see what they're about and who they're affiliated with, and see what they're hollering because I'm at the shows. My fiance's at the shows.
Right.
We got to make it back home to our kids.
No,
the people that are in the building,
I
consider y'all family. So how dare I, just because of $200, $300, I'm going to allow this person to come into the venue and possibly cause some type of chaos.
Well, since we're talking about family and shit, the last show I did, man, our cars got broken into. So what's family gonna do about that?
You should have told me because the cops was actually
we got that all taken care of. I was just talking shit. Hey, I was tripping. tripping off of that shit though, because that was the first time I had been back downtown.
Oh, like, the last show that you went to?
No, not that one.
The other one.
The other one.
Okay,
that was maybe like. No. It wasn't even the headline show. It was after that. I think when I came back from.
I think for my birthday, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That one.
Okay.
I was like, when the fuck they start bipping downtown Sac
crazy,
like that?
That might
like they swept the whole J Street.
That's crazy.
Everything over there. It was bad.
That's ridiculous.
So you talking about wanting to put that together and everything. Definitely need to sit down and do that. But outside of that, what's next? Like, what do you feel like is going to be the next step to help grow? Because like we kind of established, you're back in the cycle of starting over. You got a bunch of new artists coming in and everything. Is there anything different you feel like you're going to do with this new group of indie artists that you got coming in to help them blossom more? Yeah. What's the deal with that?
So right now I'm putting together like panels for seminars to pretty much teach these artists what it's going to take to become successful. Right. Because there's a lot of people, like I said, that are from Sacramento that are on a huge level. Right. Even like my older brother, he's the advertising marketing VP at Republic Records. Nice. And so like I talked to him, he's willing to come out here and speak on a panel to, teach artists like, okay, the do's and don'ts. Because like with Zaya, with Tori T, with a lot of artists that I work with and personally manage, I actually went to him with their material. You know what I'm saying? Like, what can we do better? And, right. What do you think that we can tweak and work on and stuff like that? So he was, huge. Him and my other brother, Andrew, were huge with that process back in the day. And so trying to just reiterate that and kind of teach them what they don't know, because there is no artist development anymore. But, like LA and the Bay Area, they still have art schools. They still have like a lot of stuff that's poured into arts and music, and we don't. Yep. And so I feel like, we could
even
create
just
more
having
success stories
even
if they
just having
a
couple people on a panel.
Yeah, for sure. Even artists that had been, doing their thing in the city that, they could learn something from.
That would be very interesting to see how many people would pull up out here, though. Yeah. Because again, everybody want to talk about how much money they got, but don't ever want to invest it in themselves. So that would be interesting. That'd be dope though. Yeah.
And then bigger events too. And I don't know if you remember, I did the live bands, but I'm actually gonna be bringing the live band back. So we're gonna do like live band shows every other month. We're gonna have the artists performing behind the live band. So like I'm kind of going.
You
back
got a
to
new
the
live
basics.
band, or you still got the?
Some of them it's kind of tweaked.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's only one person from that old one, but I have other bands I can use as well, because I've been going to live band events, all type of weird stuff out here in Sac, just to kind of peep the scene and see, okay, who's doing what. Right. And a lot of these people are, are rocking with the same, group of singers and rappers and stuff. So I'm like, okay, now I know who to go to. And now, that it's time to kind of do this. So I want to say like the first will be in the summertime. Okay. But like I said, all artists will be rocking with the live band, because it has to separate itself. It has to be different. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that separates an artist from a rapper. So that'll be interesting to see. Right. Definitely.
And then, I had a collab with my cousin with an event space. So pretty much I'm right now in the process of my own, nobody else. Okay. You got to watch, family. She's still family, but in life, you kind of got to watch who you do business with, and you make peace with it and just do your thing. You know what I mean? Right. But I learned a lot through that process. And because I learned everything, I can now get my own. You know what I'm saying?
So what keeps you so in, like, when it comes to this, you always seem to be in high spirits. You know what I'm saying? I've witnessed some of the bullshit that you've dealt with throughout this, and I'm pretty sure it's way deeper than that. Yeah. How do you stay so positive?
The people around me, I would say, like my family, my friends, my fiance for sure, like stop responding to people. When like people try to get in my skin, learn what not to say. Also going through experiences. You know what I'm saying? I had an issue one time, 2012 at Colonial. And there was this artist, and I'm handling all, how I run, and I never get to sit down at the shows. You be ripping, no matter who I have helping, I gotta rip and run. And so what happened was that Love Rance went on stage before he was supposed to. This artist came, he booked like the day before the show happened. And his dad was handicapped. I didn't know none of this, whatever. Long story short, Love Rance goes up, 3 other artists didn't perform. He gets mad and then asks me for his money back. And I'm like, I can't give it to you right now because I got to finish the show out. But as soon as it's done, I got you. But I think I said it like in a like, oh, I got you, like, get out of my face type, mode or whatever. So I guess his 3 sisters was waiting at the bottom of the stairs.
Right.
So I'm walking up the stairs, and all of a sudden I hear boom, 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 boom. All of a sudden they come in, start trying to jump me. My best friend's sister was there. Good thing. And like I said, it was like 3-on-2. I didn't have no scratches, nothing like that. But it was so crazy because like Lance was in the crowd. You know how Colonial Theater is. I don't know how the hell he knew what was going on. But something told him, like, he saw I heard a little bit of like a thump or something. He was like, so I instantly ran upstairs. So he ran and like the dude punched him in the face, that rapper, right? Because he didn't touch me, but he had his sisters, I'm fighting them.
Right.
And so he punched Lance in the eye, but Lance kind of like grabs the girls off of me. You feel me?
Oh, okay.
And then, but like that was a lesson too for me to be like, just learn like what to say to people because everybody don't know you. And like it could just be trigger words for people that just make them trip and flip.
So how do you think you can avoid something like that with a bigger artist that decides maybe he's seen like
contracts?
Okay.
Contracts. So making them sign contracts stating that they would perform last. And if you're not going to perform last, I'm not going to book you because I'm not going to be in that position where I got to refund people because I stand on business. Like if you didn't perform before the headliner, I had to reimburse people. Plus, you know what I'm saying? I got into that scuffle. You know what I'm saying? It caused a lot. And like I had worked with Love Rants 2-3 other times. And so it was like, I thought we was good. And I told you don't do that because what it could cause. And then it led me to that. And then seeing like a lot of people that I consider like family kind of like still work with that artist that did that. And to claim that I was a sister, it kind of woke my game up. Like I didn't care. People were coming up in there, like, oh, you need to go back to the music. I'm like, people don't respect me.
What?
Like, why? Like I'm over here having to beg
beg
people to book slots. Why? This ain't what I did. Like I do this to help y'all. Like this ain't doing nothing for me. Many nights I go home broke. You know what I'm saying? Many of my family like, why the hell is you doing this? So it's like, I think people thought that I was making more than I was. And when you don't know, you're just looking from the outside in.
Of course, from the outside looking in.
People just think, okay, because you're charging this and I times it by 10, 12, 14 people, you're making, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I get it.
And it don't always work out like that.
Right. Right. So,
only reason why I asked because I've been in those situations, and kind of, I guess the relationship that I built with somebody kind of took it for face value instead of treating it totally business, and getting a contract in detail.
And that's what I did with the studio space too. Like I slipped to where we focused on that after the fact when I should have focused on that in the beginning.
Right.
And then like, people thinking like me and Lance are 2 for 1 deal, never ever.
Nah, you don't get both. That's a single entity.
And he don't work like me. Like I'm real nice. He's not. Like if you want to approach him,
Well, and as it should be, there's got to be that balance between it.
Right, but he's helped me kind of be that way too. Like, I understand you going through stuff. I understand you.
But even outside of that, it's that people don't understand why you so nice about it. You know what I'm saying? Because of how much love you have for this shit. And
because I understand too, people are humans and I have grace with people. I haven't always been like the best person. I'm pretty sure like to you, I'm cool, but the next person I might not be cool to. You get what I'm saying? I understand that I'm out for everybody. And so I kind of try to have grace with people. And I understand that like, if you do me wrong, karma gonna come.
Most definitely.
And you're gonna have to come back around too. Like I've noticed people have came back around. So after I really stopped tripping.
Because how many other people can you go and book with? You know what I'm saying? To really get out here.
Right. And unfortunately for me, like I always say this, like I have instant karma, right? So like if somebody does something to me and I try to like get back at them, whether it be responding,
don't play,
God
don't
pay
never,
me back, like, God instantly be like, nope,
no,
and I'll be like, why? Like they did me wrong,
because that ain't your job.
But exactly, and
that's
so I learned like I might as well just let him handle, like let karma do her business, let God handle his business.
Everything's already written,
correct.
You know what I'm saying? He gonna take care of it in the way he see fit. And at the same time, he needed that person to do that to you so that you could learn something. Not for you to sit up and lose sleep over it and think about what you gonna do to get back at him. Like, shit, success is the best revenge. Right. Always and forever.
And there's a blessing in every lesson. I've been saying that since I was a kid. Like there's a blessing in every lesson, whether it's bad or good. So definitely.
So before we get up out of here, one of the questions I like to ask at the end to everybody is, what's the best piece of advice that you've gotten from somebody else that really helped shape you to become the person that you are, that kind of something that stuck with you since they told you?
It was something that my mom used to say to like our choir. My mom was the acting coach pretty much at church for all the plays. Yeah. So she should say, I am somebody, I'm God's child, right? And so, you know, growing up and stuff like that, always repeating that, hearing that, all the kids laughing about it and stuff like that. But as I got older, it's like, you know, I am somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm God's child. So, you know, unfortunately, because I grew up in a religious family and stuff like that, like, my mom, like, she'll tell people the story, like, I gave y'all back to God when y'all were born. Like, you know, because he gave y'all to me. So I'm giving it back, giving you guys back to God. So y'all have an assignment. Y'all have a duty here. And if you don't follow that, unfortunately, you're going to reap the, you know.
Oh, yeah. You're going to feel like you're going in a circle forever.
Exactly. Like, you're going to keep crashing.
But what do they say? You want to hear God laugh? What you do? Tell him your plans.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, we think we smarter and we are smart, you know, but you think that when God created you and the plan that he had for you, he didn't take into consideration your stupidity. Right. Because we all got it in us, you know what I'm saying? That was a quote that I seen not too long ago and it stuck with me and I was like, damn. Right. No wonder, you know, because I was one of those people that did this and, you know, and I don't think I thought I was smarter than him. I just thought I had it figured out. Like I knew what I was doing. And I noticed that, you know what, once I gave it up, Lord used me as your vessel. And I watched me sail a little smoother, you know, and it get bumpy still. Oh yeah, it get rocky. You know, you still got to weather that storm. On a
narrow path or trying to do the best that you can. Well, of course, the devil gonna try to get you
always
and make you go back to whatever you.
He ain't gonna mess with you if he already got you.
Exactly,
you know,
that part. So you know, like I said, just you know that part, and just always like be humble and don't take things personal. Like those are the main things that kind of got me to where I'm at, and just always give back. Just give back because I
didn't even have to ask you. You answered. I was going to tell us to leave you with your best piece of advice, and that's it right there. Right. I appreciate it. Y'all make sure to tap in with her. She's got a lot of dope things going on. If you want to get back to the community, if you are an artist, if you do want to learn anything about the music business and everything, I'm pretty sure that she will be more than willing to tap in with you. Yes. A lot more events coming up, I'm hoping. Yes. All of that.
So, Friday, March 29th, we got All Things Indie Showcase starring Jordan Kale, which used to be part of Red Coat League with Zaya, and then also Cantel. We got a lot of singers on this one, too, so it's going to be pretty dope. It's like half singers and then half like more so hip-hop. So it's going to be more like a smooth show, and then like halfway through the show, it's going to actually just be music where Lance is playing because we're celebrating his birthday and McGee's birthday.
Nice.
And then April 6th, Kids for Kids Drive at Impact Sac.
Okay, dope. Well, thank you for coming out tonight.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate you guys.
Always. Oh my goodness, that was great.
Thank you. I don't do too many of these, so if I was rambling, my fault.
You're all good.